Broadcast.
Right, you can do the introduction thingy, the initial part.
All right. And we are officially live. I'm going to share the link to the main Discord, but welcome to the first of the Real Rookie Endurance season this week, race one at Road America. I'm here with Cagerman. He's going to be helping me out, and he's got a lot to walk you through. Cagerman?
Uh, yep, absolutely. There's a lot of stuff. What? There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I think first of all we can start off with the vehicles used here. So first of all we have the LMP3 prototype. So the Janetta G61 LTP3. It's a Le Mans prototype built to ACO LMP3 regulations vehicle. So it's a purebred endurance racer that combines lightweight, downforce, and raw speed, all under the LMP3 regulations, of course. Under its carbon fiber bodywork, there's a 5.6 liter V8 engine that produces 465 brake horsepower and 578 newton meters of torque, and driving at just 950 kilograms. So that gives its power to weight ratio of around 2 kgs per horsepower and a top speed close to 270 kph. It's the successor to the original Ginetta Juno P315, and it's been developed for championships like the European Le Mans Series and the IMSA Prototype Challenge. With huge braking performance, incredible mid-corner grip, and the ability to generate real downforce, the LMP3 is all about precision and commitment, and it's the highest class here. Moving on, we have our Ginetta G55 GT4, so our GT class car. The Ginetta GT4 is one of the most successful customer GT cars ever built. It's a race-proven machine that has earned victories across the globe. It's powered by a naturally aspirated 3.7-liter V6 engine, providing around 405 brake horsepower and 450 newton meters of torque. It's driving a car that weighs just over a ton. That's around 3.1 kgs per horsepower, which is which is a pretty punch for the GT4 category. The Ginetta focuses on balance and consistency. It might not have the downforce of a prototype, but it's built to be predictable and forgiving. Perfect for the rookies here, and it's good for close side-by-side racing as well. It's raced everywhere from British GT Championship to 24-hour events at the Nürburgring and Dubai. It's also known for its reliability, traction, and impressive pace. And finally, let's move on to uh, special our special introduction here for this race, also known as the Frascar. Uh, the Frascar is Euro NASCAR with a hilarious French livery, as you see here, with quote unquote real cream all plastered around here. A reference to Squirty cream. It's basically whipped cream, but British. Yeah, it's just your classic NASCAR with yeah. So it's gonna be so this NASCAR is here to add a little bit of spice to the GT4 class to give them some action into with traffic as well. So they're not just being lapped all the time from the LMP3s. So I guess that's a fun thing to see here. It's definitely going to be interesting uh, with a lot of cars here and how these guys battling would affect the LMP3s and the GT4s.
It's funny. It seems like when they're in the pits, we can't see the liveries. They're coming in and out. But yes, I do see a couple people in the chat mention that we can't see some of them. That's just because I have to. Ooh, I have to find the chat box because we're gonna need it, I guess, to do the commands. Let me see if I can summon it back somehow. This is the one downside of having multiple monitors. Okay. Well, other than that, I can do a little bit of this and do it this way. I
Yeah, well,
believe.
I guess Yeah, I'm also noticing it too. Some of these cars are just flickering on and off with deliveries just occasionally.
Yeah, and let me see where he put the commands. There it is. So it's /spectate. Oop, there it is. Okay. Bear with us, everybody. We're just getting used to the multi-class situation here. So that now we should be spectating the GT or the LMPs. So we'll see, yep, there they are out on the track.
All right.
Now, as far as the livery goes, we did see one or two of them. I'm curious to see, they all seem to be black for some reason.
Yeah, they're all just the default, like when you create like a new folder.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to
Received.
reinstall the livery pack in between practice and qualifying, but we got plenty of time until then. For now, we'll enjoy them when they do occasionally pop up. This looks cool, whoever's this one is.
That's Nick Chin, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a very unique livery, I'm not gonna lie.
That it is. But Nick Chin now currently holding the second fastest lap, doing a tremendous job. Oop, as we lose volume, doing a tremendous job of powering through. Currently decently up on his throttle. Trying to see if there's a way that I can pull that up specifically.
There's a small block up there as well. These LMP3 cars don't have ABS, so.
Yeah, they're. What are they on right now? It looks like they're all on the medium.
Yeah, I think the medium's their only option, if I'm mistaken. If I'm not mistaken.
Now, for those of you who are watching, sorry, just a question. Let us know if we need to change anything as far as the volume goes. We'll be sure to take care of that. And it looks like it is going to give us a chance to follow through the sectors with Nick Chin on a hot lap here. So that'll be kind of nice. See how he does as a new fastest lap. It's just gone up. Looks like probably the Raxo, I believe, with a 158.064.
Some good stuff here from these guys. I think, like, if you're in the 157s, you're going to be at the top part of the grid in the LMP3 field, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen as low as a 156.2 from an unknown racer. It's quite literally the name they're racing by today. And then we've got 157s throughout the top, or the next 5 racers. So that definitely would be some solid pace, put you in some podium contention in that LMP class.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to lead for a fun race here. And also after that, we have 3 cars in the 58s as their personal best as well. So the top 8 are going to be pretty close to each other. But the top 5 are going to be close, and then the top 8 are also, sorry, P6, 7, and 8 are also going to be close, unless they step up their game. Then in that case, they're all going to be close, you know. It's going to be a fun battle to watch.
Yeah, and currently it looks like Nick Chin a little bit off his pace. He was 0.6 off heading into sector 3. So I'm sure we're going to cross the line looking for something a little bit better. But we'll jump now to Tater, looking to work his way into the podium qualifying times here in these practice sessions. Had a strong sector 1 by the looks of things.
Oh yeah, just crossing the final corner here. He's going up the hill, and he did have a slower middle sector, but he does improve with a 58.5 at least in this session. So
I'm just gonna turn that noise off because that ding was quite annoying. As we follow Tater into another one. So checking the practice session right now, these guys do have pretty calm temperature, 27 degrees on in the air, 32 on the track. That's not too shabby, and a very mild wind, only 1 kilometer an hour, so nothing really to affect these guys too strongly. Nothing for them to complain
Best,
about.
yeah, I mean, at best, maybe you're losing the thousandths of a second a lap, but like,
Very
but that's
forgiving
bad.
conditions.
Exactly.
But that is definitely where it's going to hurt the LMPs a little bit more than the GT3s. Sorry, I'm getting text from Head Honcho here. Josh Fulton on the side. He's just making sure that we got the livery stuff sorted. They're thinking that it could also be the livery tool itself mixed with the assigned liveries, but we're going to just try installing the pack fresh. I have a feeling it's what we like to call user error in the biz. What do you think?
Could you repeat? I didn't quite catch it. Sorry.
I just said I think it's user error here as far as our livery situation goes. I don't think it's going to be anything that these guys are able to control.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's just, it's probably from your end. Just the, I guess, the poorly installed livery pack.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
drag and dropped it instead of into Content Manager instead of just transferring the files, copying the files. I mean, but you never know.
You never know, indeed. We find our way back here with Nick Chin. It's been pretty entertaining to get a sense of where these guys are at.
Oh, is that track limits in turn 1 there on Nick Chin?
It was looking like it. I'm looking to see if he gets a red sector 1 when he comes around. We are almost through to find out as he comes ripping in just a few meters away, getting to the final corner here of the sweep.
Yeah.
Pretty solid pace, as it wasn't on a track cut, according to at least the live timings.
Well, that's interesting, because I know for a fact he wasn't. I know for a fact that was, in my eyes at least, that was he was taking advantage of the track limits. I don't know, but that could be pretty interesting to see here. If that's the case for that corner in specific, then I guess that's a big talking point in like abuse of track limits.
I guess that is indeed. All right. I think I know a way past our situation there. So in between practice and qualifying, I'll set up a couple of the quick chat keybinds to see as the commands to jump between the classes. We'll see if that helps out. Currently, though, we do keep finding ourselves with Nick Chin. He's just right there on the edge of those top 3. It's hard not to watch, but we'll jump in with someone a little bit further back. Sky trying to make his way towards those 58s. Right now, had a hot sector 2.
Yep, I just had the final corner here. Small lockup on exit, I think.
Yeah, we'll see how much that costs him here overall.
Oh, he gained a second on this lap.
Wow, that must have been a strong sector 2.
But it's still, he's still in 6th place right now in practice.
Moves up to a 158.6. Now, important to remember, those are the times that these guys are having since we've joined the practice session. They have done a lot of laps off the clock here, and we are seeing Sky with a capability of a 157.9. So we'll see if that translates at some point in today's event. Plenty of time left. We haven't even hit the qualifying structure yet.
Well, actually, I mean, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Unknown is currently on a fast lap, and he set a 56.8 as well. So
And looks like Unknown is on a bit of a heater right now, looking to get into those laps. Oops, I meant to open up his dash cam view, but I guess we're going to just jump right in. As the Delta has popped up a very strong Sector 1, looking to have an even stronger Sector 2. And we do not know who this racer is. Ooh, a purple Sector 2 as well.
Is that dead even?
It did say dead even with his personal best lap time, but I'm not sure if we're seeing negative deltas for some reason. But I guess you never know. He could just be teetering right on the edge of his own lap times.
Mr. Consistent here.
All right, coming towards the line. He's got to be up. There's no way this takes him another 3 seconds. Come on, you can do it. Oh, and he just barely creeps ahead of his time with 5 thousandths of a second, or sorry, 500ths of a second. So it counts as an improvement.
Turn 1.
And there we go. So we'll let him get away for a minute, see if we have any more LMPs on the track. I do apologize to the GT4 class that hasn't been shown here during practice. Just a little difficult for us to switch over. So we're going to take a small break from doing so.
Yep.
It's too bad I can't just do like spectate all. And yeah, we are having some requests for a Delta bar, so maybe I'll put up just the Old Faithful one. Where is that? Just the classic performance Delta. I'll get you guys hooked up here. And the edge. So we can at least take a little bit of a look at that. Well, that gives you guys a nicer... Yeah, it gives them a little bit of a nicer understanding of where the lap times are. I get it.
I mean, fair enough.
I just wish it looked better, you know? I'm sure there's other apps out there, but, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so just a reminder to those watching, we are going to back out during the session in between practice and qualifying, just so we can set up a couple of hotkeys to switch between the classes, maybe fix a thing or two, and then we'll get on with it. But first, I think it's time to do something we promised. Do you think 2 minutes is enough there, Cager?
I mean, it shouldn't take any... I don't think so, actually, because, I mean, if the LMP2s are doing 150s, I don't think a transit van can do this in 1 minute 30 seconds.
Well, there's a little bit of overtime, I'm sure.
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure, why not? We can go for it.
We might as well just see how far we can go.
All right, so now we're gonna start with our little...
A bit of a track walk here.
Yep, with a massive antenna in the middle.
That should help you out.
Right, so now we're just exiting the pit lane here in Road America. As we exit the pit lane, you have the main straight here, and then we have turn 1 coming up ahead. Turn 1 is a fast right-hander. It's a really good overtaking zone, especially after the main straight, which we can get a really good run there. So it's a high-speed corner. You don't want to carry too much speed or you're going to go wide. Then turn 2 is just a little kink as you've gone past, and here is turn 3. Turn 3 is a medium speed downhill braking zone corner. You don't want to go too fast through here, or you go onto the grass there and lose a lot of time onto this little straight up ahead. And it is also a decent overtaking zone here. And then we have turn 4, a little kink on this straight.
That would not have been good with the bridge.
Sure, there's no collisions there. And then we're currently going through the moraine sweep as we enter the downhill part into turn 5, which is a which is a heavy braking zone, left-hander. So it's a slow speed corner. You want to make sure your car is tidy through there. You don't want to take too much speed, or once again, you're gonna go out to the grass. And turn 6 here is a uphill blind corner with the apex. You won't be able to see the apex once you can only see it once you actually reach it. So it's gonna be very interesting to see the LMP3's lap here. Then we turn 7 as we just crossed there. It's a fast right-hander. It's a small brake for the LMP3s. I think a small tap on the brakes for the GT4s as well. Oh my days, we've
Oh
just been reversed.
my lord. So I don't think they can see us, but we definitely see them. That is the disadvantage of the spectator car, but we will just keep moving. We'll be fine.
All right. So moving, all right, just ignoring that. Where was I? Turn 8. So that was a turn 8 that we got murdered just before. Is a medium speed 90-degree left-hander. You want to make sure you're not. Oh, the antenna hit the thing again. Yeah,
Yep.
you want to make sure you're not going too fast, or well, you're gonna go out wide again. The car is it's a bit tricky for the LMP2s here. LMP3s, sorry.
It's a bit tricky for the man.
And then especially tricky for the van here as we enter the carousel, turns 9 and 10. This is a long section of the track. It's a long sequence of corners. It's definite. It's a sustained G-force corner. Um, so you're going to be going through high speed. You're going to be going in high speeds for a longer amount of time. And the LMP3s, that corner is nearly flat out. I assume the same for the GT4s as well. It's also going to be interesting to see the cars LMP3s lap the GT4s there, because the LMP3s have a lot of downforce compared to the GT4s. As just a corner or two
Oh,
ago, we went. Oh, I guess that ended. A
I
corner or
saw
two
that
ago, we
coming.
went. I guess we can see that.
Yeah, we'll just swing over. I think we ended up where?
Honest.
Somewhere around here,
We
probably?
ended up just after where's the carousel? It's not this. I think it's before this. Or am I wrong? It's the
I
main
feel like I
straight.
lost the track. Yep, I went back to the main
Yeah,
street. There you go.
you just gotta
We're
go right there. Yep.
yeah, there
Yep,
you go.
right around there. Yeah, so before we got teleported to pits, we went
Oh, hang
through
on. You know
turn
what?
11.
It transferred to qualifying. Why don't, if you want to just kind of walk them through the track? I know we won't be able to show it, but I'll just do this real quick so that we have everything we need. Just important too.
Yep, all right. So before we got disconnected, we just went through turn 11, which is a slight kink to the right. It's a flat out corner for the LMP3 and barely flat for the GT4s as well. You need to have a good line through there. It requires a lot of commitment because there's walls right outside the tracks. And then we have we have another like a kink-ish thing right after, also known as turn 11A. Name is Kettle Bottoms. It's part of the straight. It's flat out, and it leads you to turn 12, which is the right-hander right after. Turn 12, also known as Canada Corner. It's one of the fan favorites. It's a very tough corner to get for the LMP3s. You can easily lock up there, and it's a bit hard to judge how fast you need to go. And it's also a really good overtaking spot as well. So just have a look out in that corner. Then right after that, we have a high speed SS-esque like sequence with turn 13, which is the left-hander. It's a medium speed left-hander flat out in the LMP3s. I'm not sure in the GT4s. Um, it's a corner with positive camber, and it builds some rhythm to the final corner. And so the road climbs steeply here, so there's a lot of elevation gain, which aids in stability and traction for the car, so it doesn't so you don't end up spinning out. And then uh, we have turn 14, which is the final corner, the right-hander. Uh, it's one of the most important corners of the track. Uh, Most important part is because it's the final corner. It's it's very you want to brake pretty late there. You don't want to it's very easy to go out wide there because it's another corner where it's a bit tricky to judge how fast you need to go. So, and it's also an important corner because it sets up your exit onto the main straight, which could make or break your lap, and you could lose some lap time and you could lose positions if you're fighting somebody and you mess up that corner. And then just past turn 14, you have that little uphill bit onto the main straight. And then you have turn 1 again, which I mentioned earlier. It's a very good overtaking spot. So in general, some of the best overtaking spots here are turns 1, 3, sorry, turns 1, 3, 5, 12, and 14. And some of the blinder corners are turn 6 and turn 11. The kink onto the straight after the carousel because there's walls closely together. You can barely see the exit. And the most technical bit of this track is the carousel because you need high downforce to actually take it nearly flat out, and so it's just in general a tough corner to master. Right, that's about it for the track walkthrough. As we're on board with Unknown here, I think no correction, he is setting his first lap with a 156.332. That's a... Oh, am I... Sorry,
you see
what?
the chat?
Oh, yeah.
It didn't work. I hate to be that guy, but I tried to do the chat thing to make it work out nicely, and I don't see it anywhere. So we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. I know it's not gonna be pretty, but it will at least let us get in to see these guys. We're gonna start off with the GT Forge class. If I could type. What did I do? I was told it was /spectate class GT4. Frascar and LMP3 are the only ones available. Okay, interesting. Well,
what is this bias against the GT4s? What have they done?
Yeah, well, we'll start with, I guess, these guys. Ooh, and I went out thing, but that's fine.
Yep, we were just on board with Unknown there, and now we're on board with Potato entering, I forgot this corner already, entering turn 8 and going through turn 9, 10, the carousel here, as I mentioned earlier. It's nearly flat out with the LMP3s. It's also important you get a good exit because it's from here all the way to turn 12, it's fully flat out. So we enter the turn 11 kink here. So Potato actually going slower. It's not on a fast lap here compared to his current best, as he nearly has a moment there. I think he locked up, and then I think he locked up his rears, if I'm not mistaken. So he's gonna be going through the final corner here, trying to set up a better exit, maybe this time for a new hot lap here to see if he can get any closer to Unknown, the mystery driver.
Yeah, Unknown is in a league of his own today. We did find a way to get over to the Janettas, so we are going to try if I can spell spectate correctly. For some reason they added Janetta to it. What am I doing wrong here? Janetta GT4. There we go. Would you look at that? We're so good.
Oh my. That is a lot of smoke.
A lot of smoke as that comes screeching to a halt. We are on now with Speed Bump, who seems to be leading the way for the genetic class. And we'll keep a little window open here for Seb Value, the man across the pond. Seems to be driving with his head out the window, based on what those cameras are showing us.
I think he's just
Yeah.
doing. He's trying something new here. You never know. Maybe, I mean, maybe it adds a little bit of drag, but maybe his helmet is aerodynamically shaped in a way that just gives him an extra ton of downforce. You never know.
You never know. Well, sweeping his way through turn 8, currently Speed Bump looking to find a 10th or 2. Has a lot of time left to do so, but needs to get a move on. You can see currently he's about halfway through the track as he works his way through Sector 2. Have you raced this one before, Cagerman?
Like these cars and
No,
this
just
track,
this
or-
track.
No, not really. I'm not really a fan of Road America. I know it's a controversial.
How
thing,
dare
but
you?
I just don't. I just don't like it. I can't explain it.
It's a
But then
bit of
again-
an awkward track.
Yeah, but then I do have a knack for having horrible taste with tracks. So
That's fair. That's fair. Well, Speed doesn't seem like he's going to be able to find that 10th or 2 we were hoping for. We'll jump over only because I saw a mention here in the chat for, looks like the chat was for Hunter in the Frascar class. So we're going to actually wait a little bit before heading over to those guys. Currently, you see Speed Bump holds the top time with a 2:12.510 in the GT4 class, followed by the LMPs with a 1:56.6 and the Frascar class with a 2:19. Is there a way I can change the order of that? Because that is throwing me off. Hang on.
should be in speed order, but well, I don't know. Also, pole position time for the LMP3s is a 56.3. That's just their last lap.
All right. Someone who understands how this works is probably watching this punch in the air right now. But we are doing our best. Leaderboard. There you go. Multi-class. LMP is on top.
That's
Very interesting. Well, you live and you learn. Currently, Mr. Ralph Man on a hot lap's got a little bit of a toe in front of him. Coming.
Yep. Turn 5.
Yeah.
You can let them by, or is that track limits for
We
Mr.
can
Ralph?
check who, but that's going to be Bible Anime Gamer giving him a little bit of an advantage. Sure, he's not upset
I
about
think-
that.
Yeah, I
Or-
think Ralph had to back out. I think he had a because they were side by side. I think they were too close to each other.
Yeah, it didn't look like he had the right angle to make that one happen. We're going to jump over to Cool Concrete, see if he's doing any better. He is on the start of his lap. Currently with
Cool
a
Concrete.
one.
Cool Concrete going a little bit wide through the carousel. It's just missing the apex there. Actually, by the entire track. So that's definitely lost him some time.
That sounds about right, I'm sure.
Who do we have here? You just overtook him on the outside. Guess he got a
Leading
really
right
good
in
run.
front, that's going to be Ronan Carvalho, currently just shy of the pace of Speed Bump. He's got a 1:12.549. Speed Bump's got a 1:12.273. So dropping all 5/10 like he's about to could be enough to put him in the top lap. Was that Sector 1 clean? It was. Let's hope we can say the same about Sector 3 as we had come barreling towards the line, creeping into the 2:11s and taking that top spot away from Speed Bump. That is a phenomenal lap right there.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, that scared me for a sec. Right, just flying by.
Yeah,
Right,
he could
so
feel it.
His first and last sector wasn't the best, but then I think his because like, it was slower than his previous laps, but then his middle sector definitely carried that lap.
Yeah, we'll take a little look
'Cause-
at the boys in the Fras cars for fun. But anyway, you were saying?
No, I already said my stuff.
Yeah, all the Fast cars are repping the same livery, the same number 3
Oh,
racer, as we see
that's a
Zero going a
nasty
little
hit.
wide.
That was a nasty hit.
Unfortunate. We'll jump over to Project La Violette, trying to make his own way through. He did have a mighty quick Sector 1 just a moment ago, so he is currently up on his time with a solid 3/10. You can see this thing is a tank. It does not want to turn. That was the most boatish turn I think I've ever seen since the broadcast fan attempted its hot lap.
I mean, it's a NASCAR. What do you expect? The only thing you can do is turn left at a 45-degree banked angle. Go at a 45-degree banked road.
Clearly, that was quite something as we head into Canada Corner through Thunder Valley. Now, Project Purple and the rest of the Frascar class, they're not here to really do any damage, to really compete. They're just here to have some fun. So they're expected to stay mostly out of the way of everybody else, but they are hard to control, and all 3 drivers are doing this on short notice. So I do expect them to add to some interesting moments. Is the other one out on the track somewhere? You would think.
I don't know, but I do think this would be pretty interesting if as we just saw in the as we just saw like early on with both with Zero to Hero and Project Purple, I think.
Speaking of Zero in that same corner.
Yeah, those I just by the look of it, those cars are, but like what they have done, those cars are very hard to handle. A lot of oversteer slash understeer slash spinning. I don't know, so something like that. So I'm just wondering how that would play out if they just spun out with like with GT4s around. How much chaos would that create?
Yeah, now we do see 10 LMP3s have currently joined. I'm thinking that we're going to have a pretty solid turnout all in all today, as we've got a grid of 30 racers on the field. It's going to make for quite a show in 15 minutes, which will be a nice one to watch. Sky looking to take away that number 2 spot from Nick Chin. Oh, goes wide and picks up a couple of tenths. That'll be enough to hold him back from improvement. We'll look around.
I mentioned earlier, you can't go out wide there, or you're just gonna lose a lot of time in turn 5. So no, sorry, it's turn 5. Never mind. I forgot my own track walk. So we have Asan here, going through turn 11 here, the kink.
Yeah, we're going to test a theory. Someone said that there is a chance we can do that. Doesn't look like that's going to do it. Let's do that. Maybe. And we'll see if maybe that'll work.
Oh, that's a nasty spin, right? Where is this? Oh, right. Is that on the straight? I think that was.
It was, and they were quick to go back to the pit, so I couldn't really see exactly how badly that one messed them up.
Yeah, so basically, I think what happened was he just exited the final corner, and then I think went on the grass there, and then went on the throttle, and then I guess spun his tires, and I guess his rear just stepped out.
Yeah, as we watch with Potato, this was where we saw Asan, was it? Or no, we saw Sky lose that lap time. Potato faring out a little bit better through Corvette Bridge, just currently still 3 tenths up, all seeming to come from that Sector 1. So it needs to start getting a move on through Sector 2 here, see a little bit more improvement, as they have over 2 seconds to drop. That's quite a lot of time. Only 1 second to drop if they want to make it into the top 3, though. So what a spread we have between the top 2 and the rest of the grid currently.
Oh, wait, is that the Rexo set a 56.224?
Yes, and that is the fastest lap both on and off the practice track. So quite an impressive pull from the Raxo. We did see them mention in chat that, of course, this would be the one time they managed to do that.
Well, it's in the perfect time for sure.
Yeah, that it is. His qualifying is going to matter here. It's a very long straightaway to kick things off. So you're going to have a lot of lead up to get going. You want to be as close to the front as you can to get away from the chaos behind. So those GT4s have time to come in hot.
Oh yeah.
What?
And to add on
What are we watching there?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yep, there's to add on top of that, what is happening here? So much smoke. Yeah, like I was saying, to add on top of that, it's gonna be a standing start, so everybody's gonna be on the grid. They're performing a grid start, so this is gonna be even more chaotic. There will be no rolling starts here.
No rolling starts. Okay, well, I thought these guys were up to something, but seems like nothing wild. Checking in with the genetic class now. See who's out on the track. Looks like Ronan is sitting in the pits currently. Oh, you know what? That's why it's not letting me, because I'm not following someone. I was wondering what was going on here, but we figured it out. We got Ronan here going through, back to it. During the race itself, it'll be a little bit more smoother when we don't have to jump back and forth between spectate these guys, spectate those guys. It'll all be one grid. They'll have to learn to avoid each other and to live in peace. And that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, the only reason you don't see LMP3s and GT4s having collisions together is because it's like a class qualifying. So basically, so if the GT4s, for example, won't be able to see the fast cars or the LMP3s, and then the same with the LMP3s and the fast cars. So they won't be able to see other classes, but they can see their own class.
I feel like as the spectator car, we should be able to do a / spectate all, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I technically haven't tried it. I'll give it a go, but I think I know the answer.
It's probably
Spectate class. Oh. Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Yeah, you know, I made a couple attempts, and the game said no.
It was worth a shot.
Was worth a shot. Speaking of a shot, let's check in on Speed Bump. He's going to be the one most diligently trying to track down that 2:11 time, as only him and Ronan seem to have the pace to do so. Cool Concrete and the rest of the gang in the 13s or lower. Decent spread going on here with the GT4 class. We do have, you know, 17 of them on the grid.
It's definitely a packed class for sure. It's gonna, I think, most of our, or a lot of our racing is gonna come from here, just by the sheer amounts.
Absolutely.
I mean, and this is meant for the quote-unquote rookies here on the grid, but we, for some reason, have Speed Bump driving this, who is a pretty fast driver.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have a few to give some markers and time markers as far as what these cars are truly capable of. Keep those lower end of the LMP3 time guys on their toes, so they're not, you know, just ready to go, ready to jump ahead. It's gonna be an interesting one to see how everything shakes out, but I think I have a lot of confidence in what these guys are gonna pull off today.
Oh, so I think Ronan has set a lap about like 5/10 ish, 4 to 5/10 faster than Speed Bump. Not, yeah, I think that was his last lap. So that was.
Well, he's on pace for another one, as you can see him currently flying through Sector 1 with a 48.2. That's going to be the fastest Sector 1 that we've seen so far.
In the GT4 class, yeah.
Well, yep. But man, that is making it quite interesting.
Speed Bump had a few moments. car on the grass.
It was a car in the
Yes.
grass, and speed does seem to be getting down towards the line pretty quickly. I think it's still going to be in the 12s. Not
Yeah,
quite
no,
what
I
he was
think.
looking for.
Yeah, no, that definitely had a few mistakes. You could just tell he went wide through Canada corner as well for starters, and then small hiccups here and there. Definitely lost a lot of time. So we have Ronan going through Canada corner here. Does he mess it up? No, he doesn't. His middle
Very
sector
clean
was,
line.
yeah, his middle sector was slower than his personal best or session best, but let's see if his third sector can compensate for that.
Yeah, seems
He
to be
is
doing
a
a pretty
10th
good
up.
job.
He is a 10th up, but he's losing his delta fast. He's lost about half a tenth, 6/10 on that.
Yeah, and he does see
On the final
improvement,
corner.
but only by the hundredths instead of what should have been, what was that, half a second at one point almost?
Yeah, no, because he just messed up the final corner. That's it's one of the reasons why it's one of the more important corners of the track. It's because it leads to such a long straight, and it's also it can make or break your lap, as we just saw.
Yeah, well, as the battle between the GT3s continue, let's take a peek over
GT4s.
or GT4s. Wow, I'm so used to broadcasting that. But let's take a look at the LMP3 class. Man, this can mess me up a little bit. As they are all currently out on the track.
Except for Nick Chin, and yeah. I mean, for the race start, one thing I'm really curious to see is how chaotic it will be. Right. Oh, the Rex having a small moment through.
He's on an outlap, so I think he's realizing that he's on the broadcast, just trying to flex the tires, show us he knows.
Show some smoke.
Exactly.
Get the rear sliding a bit, you know. Entertain the viewers. I'm sure that didn't happen, but we can say that. As you mess up the last corner, so it's gonna be a poor start to his first lap here.
Yeah, it looks like he's dropping away hundredths at a time. May even be, you know what, only 300ths of a second heading into turn one. We've definitely seen worse. Is that a track limit violation? I think people have been pushing that pretty wide.
Yeah. If you put any tire on the grass, on the grass, you're just gonna instantly lose lap time like any other track. But it's definitely pretty common in Road America, as we see from all of these guys driving around. They all seem to be accidentally dipping one or two tires onto the grass here.
Yeah, and we did see almost 2/10 up there on the current lap, and that's not gonna help.
No, definitely not. He took the apex too much. I think his car bottomed out, and he stops to go back to pits.
A bold move to stop in the middle of the track and go back to pits, but we're going to assume that he had the map open and knew who was around him.
Is he unknown? I think it's his outlap.
It does look to be an outlap of sorts, 5 seconds down on the time, so maybe it was testing a pit strategy.
You never know.
Because that is an unusual delta. Although it's not moving, so they might have spun out and teleported to pits.
Yeah, I guess. Speaking of pit strategies, I do know that the LMP3s, excuse me, the LMP3s will be needing to pit at least 3 times, just because of the amount of fuel they burn.
So you said 3 times?
Cars, yeah, at least 3 times.
Wow.
Mostly because of the 1.8x fuel multiplier. And the GT4s will be pitting, I think, at least once.
I've heard it's definitely at least once, and there is a fuel saving strategy to avoid the 2-stop, but obviously at the offset of pace. So Be curious to see who chooses what strategies there. 3 stops is one hell of a challenge for these LMPs. They're going to have to plan those well to make sure they don't get held up in traffic in the
90
process.
minutes too, so yeah, in 90 minutes too, so that's definitely it's an unusual amount for such a short period of times.
But it'll be interesting for us here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, could spice things up.
I'm sure it will. We've been checking in with Unknown for a while, but I want to see if we can get the hot lap that's going to beat the Raxo. Right now, only looking to find a 10th, so these small mistakes in Sector 1 aren't the end of the world. But Sector 2 is going to be important. Needs to find that 10th here, and maybe more to give himself a cushion. Try and take away that top spot on the grid. Nick Chin did creep his way into the 156s. So it does seem like that 1, 2, 3 podium is secure this late in the game. Podium, not the right spot, but starting positions.
Yeah, the top 3 in the grid. I think we saw Unknown lose some time on the exit of turn 6. I think he might have been on the throttle a bit late, and into turn 5 he had a little lockup, so he lost about 500ths per second, 300, something like that. I think it's definitely biting him here.
I don't think this is going to be the lap to make a difference. A big final turn could help, but looks like it was clean on his fastest go of things, so that won't make the change. Take a look at Tater just to see what's going on, but they don't seem to be in a position to make any major improvements. We can jump over with Sky, though. A little bit up on their time. At least a nice start into a hot lap. We'll see if that's enough. That was a bold, wide one. I'm not sure if the lap is still clean, but they are proceeding as if it is, so we'll stay with them. And then
it's a very interesting line for sure.
Yeah, you know, maybe not the cleanest one we've seen all day, and we do see Hassan has the potential for improvement, so we'll keep an eye on them in the back of our heads.
Yeah. Sky locking up there again as well. It's a very easy place to lock up your tires.
Yeah, not a fantastic start. Oh, Unknown on the other hand, though, determined to finish on pole. I know we want to take a look at the GT4 class, but we're going to jump over to Unknown. That is an incredible Sector 1 with a lot of potential. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Incredible Sector 1 with a lot of potential here.
He's keeping it pretty close to the apex here. So he goes out wide from, he drifts wide, like taking the racing line out of turn 10. Maybe not the best, most of the gains you could get. He's, I mean,
according to Max Verstappen, he is in incredibly dirty air right now on a hot lap. So.
Yep. For sure. This lap is indeed not optimal. He could, I think, without the dirty air, he could have done a 52.
Yeah. That's what it's gonna be, folks. Is if he doesn't make it. It was clearly the dirty air, but oh my God, he is toying with it. This is enough if he can get the .09 to take the spot, but I don't know if he's going to do it. He's toying with the edge of the time.
Oh my, that's cross.
And what did we see? 1, 2, 4. Yes, he does.
All right, wait.
So we haven't seen an update to the standings yet. Oh, and it looks like there was a cut. There was a cut in Sector 1.
Oh, well. That's a very, very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate for a lap time that was. No, it was actually 0.19 seconds off their Exos time. So.
It certainly was unfortunate that that one ended that way. We'll keep a look here. Looks like we got a couple of guys in the GT4 class trying to put together a final lap here in the overtime stretch. Well, on board with Speed Bump, who wants to find those final 3 tenths. Already a 10th up heading into the end of Sector 1, so I'm not going to say it's not possible.
Winter turn 6 here. Does he I think he had a small, just by the looks of it, I think he might have
Little
taken too
wiggle.
much of the curb. Yeah, you can see if you take too much of the curb, your car can easily get unsettled. Oh, never mind. I think he finished his qualifying lap. Just as him doing something. As now we're gonna start our race
Yeah,
for
now
the
I do have a
1.5 hours.
theory that the livery pack may fix itself when everybody's all together. Like, I'm thinking it having invisible cars and stuff could be throwing it off since we're not technically a visible class. I don't know. Just trying to spitball here and give us some hope for the race ahead. But Cager, you're the one who's done a lot of background into this track, background into the capability of these cars, and probably have been paying a little bit more attention to the times and gaps than I have. What do you think we're going to see here over the course of the next hour and a half?
It's a tough question. We obviously have turn one. If everybody or most keeps it out of each other, so take it easy to turn one, and then there might be a chance for a clean start. But then it's always the first lap, so you never know. And one thing, just want to say is whenever I've done quote unquote multi-class races, on a grid start, basically with AI, with the AC AI, it never went well. But then again, these guys are not robots in like the AC AI. They're just people, so they could maybe keep it clean and not bog down automatically.
Now, we are going to hope that it automatically puts us back in the pits if I don't press anything. That's going to be our best bet here in the broadcast booth. But we've got one hell of a starting grid here in front of us. I know it's a little bit difficult for you guys to see, but leading things off, we've got the Raxus Unknown, Nick Chin, Asan, Sky, Tater, Yosarian, and Potato and Ariane in the LMP3s. Then we've got Ronan, Speed Bump, Cool Concrete, Benja Banana, Seb, Bellew, Scrimpers, Scrub, Deadly Daniel, Jamper, Pouch, Mr. Ralphman, Aaron 45, Clammy, XT Gaming, 017, all in the GT4s.
The grid.
And we got a couple of NASCARs in the back, but here we go, away for the race.
Lights out.
We're gonna have to do that.
But there's already chaos as we look here. There's already chaos in the beginning. Holy.
Yeah, that is a big crash at the end of the grid there. I'm curious if we should. I don't know if there's gonna be a race restart. I feel like we should step in here and perhaps launch one. I think we should launch a restart.
A GT4 kind of did a barrel there.
Yeah, let's do a restart session for everybody. We're going to give them one shot.
Don't mess it up this time.
This is the only chance they are going to get. Broadcast executive decision. They can't mess it up this time. We are going to have to go back to the pits once the race starts, and it's going to mess up our view of things. But I'm going to try my best to make things a little bit easier here. We unfortunately didn't have the auto start set up here today, and I think that's what's going to cost us.
Well,
unless can I do it now? Oh, I can.
I think just the nature of the starting grid being start finish line just being so tight, and the GT4s probably getting a better launch than the LMP3s here, and that all that stuff added together is gonna cause that chaos. This is exactly what I was worried about with the race starts, because this is exactly the type of stuff that would happen when I race with the AI.
Yeah, we figured that would be a little bit unfortunate to go through. That is going to be the only restart though. So if it happens here in the official restart, it is what it is, as the kids say. We do have some liveries popping in and out again, so you know you're getting some glimpses of them as you will throughout the session.
They're not all pink with the number 99, just saying.
But they might be. You never know.
Hey, maybe they're all one racing team.
Cannot go back to pits yet. Usually, what's the last 20 seconds? Can I? Nope. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait till the race itself starts. Yeah.
All right, we can see the lights now.
All right, it's gonna be a little test.
1, 3, we got the countdown here from CMRT. Got all lights up. Lights out and away we go.
Lights out and away we go. We'll go back to pits, and there we are all set. Got the broadcast car out of the way, and then much cleaner this time. Looks like everybody chose life. So we've got the Raxley up front, getting passed by Unknown
here
immediately.
That was a great move around the outside of turn 1. And now to
just gonna try and set up some really GT4 action behind, but the LMPs are very clean here through the beginning of lap 1. We're taking a look as we see 1, 2, 3 GT4s getting thrown into the mix here. Looks like Aaron K, Posh, and maybe a few others all get caught in the chaos. We're gonna try now and make our way a little bit further up the grid where we see a NASCAR.
Contact up ahead, I think too. I think there's contact up ahead, if I'm not mistaken.
Does seem to be an LMP has made its way off to the side. I'm not entirely positive which one. We'll try and grab on, as it seems to be Hassan, who has made his way down to 16th place
in overall standings.
This has been a relatively interesting start, considering it is an hour and a half of racing left to go. We're taking a look around at the different classes, trying to keep up with the action where we can. And we do see Hassan starting to pick up a couple of places. So let's jump back up towards the top of the grid where Unknown is gone. Unknown's about 3 seconds away from the rest of the grid.
just completely just vanished. I think just had a really good start, just kept it there. These guys are fighting, losing time. And Unknown with the clean air just got all the time he has.
Yeah, Unknown is doing a tremendous job, as we see a lot of speculation as to whose they are.
I think it's contact too.
Cannot confirm.
There's contact in the in the back straight, just outside. I think by turn 11A. So,
we'll see if we can see any glimpse. Oh yeah, we do see that. A little bit further back, good catch. It's Ayan now who's going to be stuck in his LMP. We'll see if that gives Hassan the chance to move up. He's in P10. Ayan ended up now all the way back in P21. So I think that is going to hurt his odds here just a little bit as we take a look at some of the more gaps around the grid. Ooh, wrong button.
We have a big gap. Yusarian, I think, having problems on the straight, and then we have the top 6 pulling away here. More P2 to 5 or so P's 2 to 6 are really close to each other, and Unknown is just gone.
Yeah, so Hassan has done a good job of getting his way through the GT3 class. Ayan still has that battle ahead of him, but we'll take a look at the GT3 standings. Oh, as we see this time a little bit of contact, this time with the environment. Project Violet, it seems, going off. Probably a little run-in with the wall. Those fast cars, very hard to handle, as I'm sure we'll see them bunch up a little bit at some point in the grid.
I mean, 30 cars around such a a tight circuit. Chaos is bound to happen.
Absolutely, I'm sure we wouldn't have it any other way. Let's check in with the Fras cars, just our little novelty racers where we have him. Zero to Hero finds himself with a GT3 on his tail.
GT4.
Yep. As he tries to work his way through a few more of them.
He's actually P19 overall. He's P19 overall.
Yeah, we can adjust to see that, but that is P19 with a 47-second gap to P1 as he makes up some time on the straightaway. That's quite a good pace.
And I was told these NASCARs are supposed to be slow.
And I do want to see where Ayan has ended up here. We'll take a peek as he heads in to the start-finish straight. It looks like he's made his way up to P16. Still has a decent ways to go.
Oh, Yusarian's off on turn 3. I think crash with environment. Hassan passes him. starting having a really tough moment if he just go up to his onboard. Yeah, he went all the way to the wall there and he had a big moment.
Certainly.
Hassan is ahead of him now. We have GT. Yeah, we have the GT4s right behind.
Yeah, I will say it does seem like the majority of the chaos has fallen upon the LMP class. I know the GT4s had a couple of spins, but those guys all seem to be relatively tight together. We're only 5 minutes in, so everybody needs to tighten up just a little bit to see what it is that they can do.
I think the GT4s were just having a lot of contact with the environment, but that's about it.
And we're going to jump over to the LMPs as these guys are still sticking very close together in a tight battle for P3. There's a 4-man fight for that final spot on the podium, giving Nick Chin the opportunity to escape a little bit, but Unknown just flying further and further away.
6 seconds ahead of Nick Chin. Yeah. I think it's just his general pace and all of that clean air.
It is an absolutely incredible spot for Nick Chin to be in. As we see the grid go flying by, we see a little bit of a move here, a little further up. Looks like this time Sky and Tater are going to battle it out. And who has the balls?
Side by side.
It's Tater.
It's Tater.
Yeah, Tater goes ahead.
Oh, well,
and now leaves Sky out to hang to Potato, who's going to line himself up for a move at some point here. So Sky and Tater drop back another position.
Yeah, that was a great move from Tater down the inside of turn 1 there. Some brilliant stuff to see, and that actually ended up pushing back Sky. I think Sky's going to have to be defending.
Ooh, as we have a lot of chaos here in
the GT4.
The GT4 class. We're going to see if we can grab one of them. Looks like Benjanana was one of the racers involved. I don't see anybody off the grid altogether, so I think everybody is as okay as they're going to be. We'll jump back over to Potato in just a minute once we grab a view on Benjaminana, so we can keep an eye on the chaos happening in the GT4 class where we can. So we've got the best laps up for everybody to see. Unknown currently leading the way with a 156.9 on a full tank of fuel. That is incredible.
That's 5 tenths. It's like 5 or 6 tenths off the full lap time.
And for comparison, in the GT4 class, Ronan is a second off of his qualifying pace with a full tank. So that is quite something to see, as is a little lockup and nearly game over for 2 of the quicker LMP drivers that we've seen today. A little further up the way, we're seeing a second battle develop between the Raxo and Nick Chin.
Yeah, that's
so we'll see if the
2-second gap between the Raxo and Tater, so there's not much to worry about behind. And Nick Chin staying at the inside. The Raxo putting 2 wheels on the grass there as he tries to. I think he backs out on turn 1, trying to set that move up in turn 3 here as they're side by side again. And Nick Chin making a mistake. I think he backs out again. Fair enough. You don't really want to send dive bombs in an endurance race. It's not really the best set of decisions you can make.
Yeah, we're going to add the names just for a little bit here. As with the livery issue, it's a little bit harder to tell everybody apart. Oh, and as I say that, it gives me a good reason to turn it right back off.
As we have our first lap traffic for the LMP3s.
Yeah, it seems everybody slowly making their way past Benjaminana, I believe it is. These LMPs are lapping considerably faster than the GT4s, so it makes sense that we're already seeing some of this action here.
Yeah, they have about a 20-second. And the Sky actually has contact with, I think, GT4 is lapping the small RG-bargy type contact, I guess.
Just a little bit.
Sky grazing the wall as well. So that's lock up there from Nick Chin, just outside of Canada Corner. Surrendering turn 13. Can the Raxo get that run in the final corner?
He's certainly going to go for it. He's got a decent line. There's a GT4 to avoid
GT4.
ahead. But it doesn't
was
seem
off the racing line.
Duraxo's still within that drafting range. He has the opportunity to make a move again. Will we see one?
So. I don't think so. Oh, then maybe we can. He's definitely not trying to set a dive bomb. That would be a dangerous move, you could say. I think just holding back again, trying to get that move set up down. Maybe for turn 5, we have more lap traffic right ahead with this GT4.
And we are keeping our eye on this GT4 battle. We do see Ayan now about to make his way out of it, currently up to P11. So he is slowly gaining headway, working his way back toward the LMP grid, but that is a close one from Duraxo. At that point, you're just sending a message to let him know you're here and you are ready for his next mistake, whatever the cost may be.
I think what Duraxo is trying to do is just put himself in Nick's mirrors, just trying to maybe disorient him, try to force a mistake out of him. It's classic racing.
As we do see a little bit of a mistake here from Aaron 4K, looking for a good moment to get on, trying not to interfere with the LMP race. Gonna have to get on in an interesting spot. Oh, and that causes things to get a little bit hairy for Potato.
It was a close call for that GT4.
Absolutely close call. Potato managing to hold off. We jump a little bit further back in the grid. Jamper here looking to catch up. This time, these guys are in battle for P8 in the GT4 class. Sometimes you got to adjust just to see where we're at. He's not quite within that drafting range. I think he's just on the tip of it. I think 5/10 isn't close enough to really get any advantage. Yeah, 4/10 is probably at least a start on a straight that long.
Yeah, as we are going towards turn 3, he's trying to just get himself just a little bit closer to get that slipstream, get himself closer to XT Gaming 2017. We're following Jamper right now, right?
We are indeed. Yep, we're following Jamper, who is chasing Gamer.
All right. He's 3/10 behind. I mean, 3/10. Yep, he's 3/10 behind him. Oh, it's late. Late on the brakes for Jamper. It was a close call. Goody move off to the side.
That was a bit more than just thinking about a move. That was going for one, and unfortunately, it did not pay off. You take a look at the category leaders on the far right side. Speed Bump still holding strong. Unknown holding in the LMPs, and Zero to Hero in the Frask cars, which we'll get over to in a minute. Just want to check in on these guys.
I think Jamper is a bit looking a little bit desperate for a move, trying to like force his way. Maybe he's trying to force a mistake out of him. As we have the LMP3s going around outside the carousel. Oh, and that's Gamer going sliding onto the grass right before. I think Jamper had to do a small lift.
That he does.
Contact. And now they're gonna be side by side. It was into Canada corner. So on the brakes, and Jamper makes the move. That's a nice move from him.
Yeah, Jamper doing a phenomenal job. I'm trying to see, is this... There you go. That's how we can get it open. So Jamper now currently...
Oh, that's Gamer gone really wide on turn 13 there. And he's graced the wall.
That is quite a big hit. As Gamer sliding off now, needs to take his time, cannot focus the rejoin or rush the rejoin, as things might get a little bit hairy.
So yeah, the LMP3's passing him. Luckily, nothing. What's the thing?
Major happened.
Yeah, nothing unexpected.
Oh, but speaking of unexpected, we do see Ayan in the pits already. So currently, I
think it's a bit of an early stop for sure, because I think we're looking at like what 30-minute stint. Maybe he's just trying to, maybe it's damage, maybe it's suspension damage.
That's what I'm thinking, as this is a very, very long pit stop, so it must be for some good reason. We'll see where Ayan manages to come out. Currently in 23. Are they going to come out at the very end of the grid? That's a lot of work to do. Have to climb back up, not to mention Yossarian looking to lap right at the end of this pit lane.
Oh, that's a very unfortunate race for Ayan here. Usarian as well, just P8 right now in class. It's a big gap to Sky and P7, so around 20 seconds. Usarian had a tough few moments here as well,
Yeah,
especially on turn 3. I think in general that's the troublesome corner for most. And it's to be expected. It's one of the harder corners of the track.
it really is. These guys are really giving everything their all, working as hard as they can to try and get every position this early in. Right now, we're on board with Scrimpers working his way up a little bit further in the battle for the top 5. This is going to be a tricky position to overcome, but we'll see
Ooh, I think
what they can do. There's a
he goes a little bit
lockup.
wide. Oh, he spins out. Oh my God, that's a really unfortunate moment. Was it on the grass? Did he break on the grass or
I
so the
couldn't
Frask got right
see if we
behind?
ended up, and a little bit too much on the gas again. It's going to cost them even more time. This is Scrub 224, who ends up the unfortunate one, going to be losing time down the straight, give Jamper all the time in the world to make the pass. I don't think Pausch will have that opportunity, but this is certainly enough to where they are feeling that currently, which is tricky. Are we seeing any
We don't
major
seem
damage? I'm
to.
not.
I mean, we just have some bodywork damage. I think it's gonna definitely hinder some of his aerodynamics. Maybe reduces downforce, but we don't seem to have any DNFs. So that's what it seems like.
Speaking of DNFs, we've got some in danger of is we got all the multi-class traffic coming together at once for a minute. Everybody navigating it
Turn
pretty
8.
well.
The car ahead. Where is he?
Speed bump.
No. The LMP3 went a little bit wide. It was unknown. You went a little bit wide out of exit of turn 8. There's a Ronan trying to catch up to speed bump here. Just trying to get that slipstream. Maybe not into here, but definitely want to set that move up into the final corner for sure.
Yeah, I mean that slipstream
He
definitely
looks
helped.
for
Oh,
it.
but he goes for the
Taken
dive.
to the inside. He makes it a small contact. He loses the position. He nearly made it sick. That was a really close
A
move for
little
him.
bit of rubbiness racing, but nothing. Nothing risked, nothing gained. As he'll have to line that one up again, looking to have the better exit into the start-finish straight. And he is close enough for the draft, dips a toe in, but I don't think it's going to hurt him. He'll have another opportunity to make a dive this straight, much longer than the other one, so I'm sure we'll see the move here. Speed bump already lining up the inside. Oh, that's a
I
huge
think
speed difference.
the overspeed. I don't think it really made a difference whether speed bump was in the inside or not. It's the power of slipstream. Speed bump have a small slide there on the exit of turn 1. Just keeps it out the barrier, keeps it stable. But it definitely lost some time to Ronan.
Yeah, and both of those guys are on the hard tire. I think, is that the only one available to the GT4s?
I think so.
Okay, because it does seem like they're all on it. We do see mediums from the entire LMP grid as well, so seems like not too much difference in the tire compound strategy. Oh, as we have a hairy moment from Nick Chin, looking to get by and continue his chase of the Raxo in front.
It's a really unfortunate moment. He got held up. Whoa, okay, that's
got squeezed out a little bit there.
Questionable move.
Yeah, thankfully, he had the reaction time to slow it back down. Just gonna need to find a way through.
I think it gives him the inside here. He definitely got held up. The Raxos now gained about 2 seconds on him. He was before entering turn 6, they were about 1.1 seconds off, and now they're nearly 4 seconds.
That was certainly a tricky time for it. Continuing to look around, we do see that Zero to Hero is still amongst the GT3s, so that's actually kind of entertaining. GT4s. Look, man.
I'm sure he'll get it right at some
One day. I'll jump over to that one right now because it doesn't look like the GT4s or LMP3s are going to have their chance to battle anytime soon. I think we're getting into
Some contact here, I think, with Yusarian and between Yusarian and between 4. I think this is
yeah, we do
just
see
exit turn
Ronan
7. Running the
is
spin.
well off. Oh, this is a
Oh,
huge one. As we've
oh,
got
it's
tons of cars off the track all over the place. As some of them decide to, I think, use that as their pit opportunity. Or nope, they're all just going to stay out and let that shake up the grid a little bit. Speed Bump and Ronan caught up in that one together. Speed Bump now far
my
behind.
days.
Oof.
That was
That's a close one from Asan.
absolutely sending it down the inside. No patience.
So let's see if
As
we can figure
Cool
out where
Concrete.
Speed Bump is. Oh, Cool Concrete now leading the race. Oh, there you go.
Yep. Yeah, Speed Bump. Cool Concrete leading the race. I think avoiding all of that carnage on the exit of turn 14. Is that Sky? Do we have where's Sky right now?
Sky is currently at the back of the pack. There's a chance that Sky either pit or teleported to pits on their last lap. Actually, looking at the Delta, I'm going to say that they did actually pit. We do actually have a little bit of a battle going on in the GT3 class right now, as Deadly Daniel looking for a spot on Benjaminana, or has he just been passed by Benjaminana, as he is a second down on his lap time?
I think he has. Well, if so, Benjaminana definitely created a gap between him and Deadly Daniel, so...
Yeah, so we'll jump over to a multi-class battle. Zero Ahiro really holding his own in the Frascar today, as Mr. Ralphman tries to make the move but cannot hang on, sending it into the grass.
You can't take too much speed through that corner. Turn 3s. I'm always saying you have to take it slow. You can't take too fast. You can't be too fast there. I understand there's a big straight right here, but then there's the track is barely wide enough to accommodate like 3 cars side by side. So it's one of the reasons why you can't be too fast through there.
Complete misfortune.
It is tempting. Yeah, it is tempting to take it faster than you think you could.
We do see Nick Chen currently 10 seconds away from the Raxo, so I'm not sure what exactly happened there. Maybe they were caught up in a little bit of the chaos as well, as we did see a few cars have to go out into the grass to avoid contact with those cars stuck on the field.
I think Soren's been lapped, maybe, by Potato? I'm not too sure. Wait, hold on.
Gusaria is getting close. It's at a 40-second gap, so about half a lap at the moment. With the way these guys are lapping, but it's a very big one to overcome. Now we can take a look and see. Doesn't look like any of those guys have made any pit stops. Actually, it's not registering that, I don't think, because it's not showing Skies or Jan's. So for some reason, we don't seem to have that info available right now. We can do this though, and the tire age will give that away.
Yep. So I think just I think these guys are gonna be doing. I think it's gonna be like 30-minute stints for the LMP3s, and 45-minute stints for the GT4s with fuel saving, of course. Because to try and keep that to 1 sub in the GT4s. I think with LMP3s as well. You wanna Lyco through some of the corners. Lyco's lifting coast, or lifting and coasting. In case you wanted to get in on that action in acronyms.
You gotta have the freshness of acronyms to keep up with your racing. Now we have hit the point where some of the chaos is actually split up this grid pretty well. So we're just watching cars get lapped, look for an opportunity to get by. Nobody really close right now. That was a very clean, I'm assuming, blue flag overtake from Scrumpers. We'll check in.
Never mind then.
With all of the fastest lap leaders. So currently in the Frascar, we do have Zero Hero ahead by over 100 seconds to Project Voilette, followed by Hunter.
Carousel. There's a contact with the Champer in the carousel.
Jumper.
Yes,
So we can get over to that one in just a minute here. Looks like
it's
Jumper.
yeah, Jumper just recovering from a spin, and I think caused by contact. Maybe he got tagged in the back.
Yeah, wasn't
There's
able to catch
something in the middle
who
of the road.
with.
I think it was if I'm mistaken. Actually, I have no idea who it was with. Because
So
I
we
had
see
it.
Seb Bellew on a
It's,
mission.
yeah, it's really pushing hard, trying to catch up.
Oh yeah, so Seb Bellew really pushing hard to catch up there. We see Project La Valette now has 60 seconds to make up to Bible Anime Gamer in the overall quest to get back into the P10. I believe that was the goal from our Frascar racers today, was to just beat the whole GT4 field, which we didn't think was going to happen, but man, it'd be cool if it did.
I mean, these cars are supposed to be like 5-10 seconds slower than the GT4 field. If that does happen, I have no words. I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah, as we actually see our two leaders go in for the pits.
Oh
So
my,
unknown.
it's a small contact there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm exaggerating it so much. But there
Just a
was
little bit.
different. I'm just trying to add some spice to the broadcast.
Oh,
Keep them on
no,
their
no, just
toes,
a little bit of
even if there's nothing
contact, I
much.
meant. Although, look at that. We got a little bit of a head-to-head going on in front of us. We'll take a quick look at the names just to see. It looks like Seb Bellew in front, racing against XT Gaming.
Oh, does he make the move stick into turn 5?
He is
XT Gaming
trying.
still side by side with him. Oh, he gets pushed off
Oh, and a
wide. Oh,
little
that's
bit
some
of
contact.
contact between them.
I think it was.
We've got three of
I
these
think he
guys
gets.
heading into a corner together. That is quite a bold play.
Yeah, XT Gamer. Oh, okay, that's a very. Uh, he didn't quite resave jointly, you could say.
Yeah, that wasn't the finest move there overall, but thankfully
He ended up.
everybody was able to keep moving.
Yeah, he
So
ended up getting the worst of it. So, just
we're taking a look
somehow.
here. It looks like the gaps for the LMPs are going to stay the same, as these guys all are going into the pit on the same lap. So just taking little notes from each other. Mr.
I
Ralph
think
Man looking to
unknown.
line up again a
I think
Frascar.
in the top 4 in the LMP3 field have pitted. Top 5 actually. Is Potato in the pits? Or he just exited the pits, I'm
He
pretty sure.
just exited, yeah, and then so did Hassan
Yeah,
and
the top 6
Yusarian.
as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so they're all done their pit stops. So surprising to see how the gap between Unknown and Dirax has reduced down to 6 seconds from the previous like 18-20 seconds from the start, with just like 28 minutes left of the race here.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job here, keeping things consistent. Asan really applying the pressure to Potato now, so I'm assuming there may have been some different in what the pit strategy was, what they ended up doing on the pits here. As you never know, there might be. Is there a tire change needed for the LMPs?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're gonna have to change tires.
So maybe someone was
'Cause
getting theirs out of the way early.
nah, I don't think that might not be a good idea, because in the pit stops you're gonna be changing tires. You're gonna be refueling and changing tires will not happen simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
That's a handful. Will not happen together. So I think you're gonna have to plan your tire swap. You might wanna swap your tires maybe after 2 stints, like after like an hour. Then
Yeah,
swap
you
on
always
the
want the
fresh for
fresher
the
ones
final
at the
30
end.
minutes. Yep. I mean, you also want fresh ones to start with, but you want to be able to extend that fresh tires.
Well, with an hour left, we see the entire LMP grid has gone in for at least one pit stop. Ion pit about 6 laps earlier than the rest of the field, so they'll be having to stare down the barrel of a potential 4 stop, depending on how
Yeah, it's a bit
today's
of a,
race goes.
yeah, he's in a really offset strategy. I think it's mostly because of the amount of damage he's had from all the contacts and stuff. I think that's what he tried to do to repair.
Yeah, I mean, understandable. You want to do your best to kind of keep up with the grid. You don't want to be losing too much time where you can avoid it, and sometimes the damage hits a point where it can't go unrecognized.
Oh, we got some more contact between Sebastian Al, and he spun. Mr. Rafa spun
He
as
has
well.
spun off here. He's looking to get on and back under the action where he can. We're going to jump over to Seb Bellew, who does seem to still be on the track and moving.
Top of Benz, Seb Bellew, is how you say his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, top of Benz was the one he had contact with, and I think despite the previous contacts in the GT4 field, he seems to be the most caught up in it. Seems to be he seems to be like in like the contacts list a lot of the time. So maybe just a really bad case of wrong place, wrong time.
Yes, we do see
Or something.
NLMP exiting the pits. We're going to see the Raxo go by, and that's going to be Ayan having to take that second pit stop early as the Raxo,
Oh,
nearly gets clipped. That was a big spin.
did he get clipped? Wait, was it with the
He spun
GT4
out
that clipped him?
himself. I didn't see any contact on the live timings, but almost clipped Ayan, who was coming out of the pits. I think it was a little bit of a blind entry into that corner from the look of things. As we do see some of the fast cars going in for some pitting opportunity as well. So the wave has started.
Yep, absolutely.
Ayan trying to be respectful of that blue flag. Nick Chin now within 4 seconds can see the Raxo for what's probably the first time in about 20 minutes. So that's a lot of motivation with an hour left to go in the race and a couple of pits. He'll be hunting.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
As we see a little bit more contact.
No, that was a close call.
It was some contact there between Ayan and XD Gaming, as well as I believe there was one other racer that the contact came with.
We've lost Sky. We are first DNF here. We've lost Sky. I think I think from the beginning and everything. Yeah, we seem to have with all the contact and stuff. I guess he couldn't take it anymore. He was multiple laps down. I don't think it was a chance for him to come back.
Absolutely unfortunate. You never like to see a car DNF. Oh, as nearly a little bit of a squeeze here coming in from the GT4s.
Oh, yeah. That the LMP3 goes a little bit wide there. I think I was
That's going to be Tater.
Tater.
So that's going to be costly for Tater, as Potato isn't too far away, trying to hold off Asan. Looking in the background, you can see him turning around into the corner, so it didn't actually hurt Tater too much. But obviously, it's not going to help.
In the pit. Yep. Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah. We also have a fast car in the pits. I think their first pit stops happening as well.
So a wave there from the celebrity guest car, which we've seen a few appearances from here on the grid. We'll check over with Asan, who's got 3 seconds or less than to make up to Potato in front. Another racer who's got a vision of the quest ahead. And it's been putting up very consistent laps. Their last lap, Asan was 3 seconds faster. So that's certainly going to help his odds if he can keep up that kind of a pace.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, in these endurance races, you really want to focus on the consistency more than just single lap times. I mean, if you can consistently do fast laps, that's even better. But you just want to focus on that consistent part first. Once you get that part in, then you can maybe focus on improving your lap times in general.
Absolutely, and the consistency does seem to be coming. Only half a second off the lap currently, which a little bit of variance is to be expected with all of the lap traffic these guys have to encounter throughout the race today.
Yeah.
And it'll be constant with the way that this grid is spread out now. There only seems to be a small section between P23 and P13, believe it or not, where these guys are going to be able to stretch their legs.
Oh, well. That's interesting to hear, I guess. Don't know what to say right now.
No, that's
Everything
okay. It's
seems to have-
about a gap
Yeah, no.
of 7 seconds for these
Between-
guys to move
that's-
through those GT3s.
GT4s. You gotta
Fours.
remember that.
Yeah, I was close. As we're
54
gonna jump
minutes.
in with Scottish, who's trying to get ahead of Project La Violette. Project has pit, so they were ahead of this racer currently. We'll see if they have the pace to hold them off. Oh, as the difference in
Ooh,
braking
that's
points causes a bit of contact.
The NASCAR doesn't have a NASCAR. Well, first of all, it has worse brakes than the GT4s, and second of all, it doesn't have brake lights. So
Yeah, it's a bit of a lose-lose situation for those involved. I will say these guys are moving well right now. The Frascar is holding their own decently.
Everything in general seems to have settled down a bit more. Did the car disconnect ahead?
It looks like Scottish did disconnect from the server, so we will see our second retirement, this time from a GT4. Again, never what you want to see or how you want to see it. This, on the other hand, is exit. We see Ronan Carvalho only with a second ahead of Speed Bump on their last lap. It looks like something may have happened because Ronan lost 5 seconds and Speed was ready for it.
Yeah, they've been closed. Their gap's been closing more and more, especially in this lap. And now Speed Bump looking to make the move around the outside. Ronan defends the inside here, going on that run through turn 4. The kink, and then on the run for turn 5.
And some extra side-by-side contact as they're battling as they're going to go into a difference of speed. It looks like Ronan may have the car set up to go a little bit faster. Oh, it's a little bit of rubbing there. And Speed elbows his way into the position. Ronan probably not going to be happy about the way that one went down, as Benjamin Banana looking to get into the mix, and we'll see his chance.
Ronan seems to have just put his tires on the grass there, and then went too early at the throttle, just lost the car.
And at this stage, those tires are going to start to be facing a little bit of wear. So moments like that, they're going to stay hot a little longer. It'll be hard to cool them down. Thankfully for him, Benjamin Banana is right there to put the pressure on Speed Bump. He'd been taking advantage of their little bit of a battle. If he can hold the pace, he may be able to give Ronan some breathing room to catch back up. A little further up the grid, though, we are going to jump over to Asan, who is trying to work his way up to Potato. He's in a tricky situation. It's not going to be easy to do. Just trying to find the normal view.
Yep, we have some micro lockups from Asan. He saw a very little bit of smoke coming out of the tires. But no, he kept it pretty tidy, made the move clean. Now he's still on his way to get Potato.
Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job today of keeping that pressure on. I've seen a slow crawl towards Potato over the course of the last 9 minutes, ever since the first pit stop. There was some mistake made, and Asan has been looking to capitalize on it. He's been doing a good job of pushing.
Is Potato lapping an LMP3, or is he side by side with an LMP3?
I do believe that's going to be Ayan that they're coming up on now, acknowledging the blue flag and allowing them both to go.
Yep. So good spot to let him by too. You don't really want to hold him into Canada corner. I forgot the corner name already. Canada corner. There we go. Turn 12.
And he won't have lost too much time, allowing them by.
Yeah, they're within a second of each other, but they're not quite close enough for Slipstream. And actually, Potato having a better exit than Asan here, so he's slowly increasing the gap.
Yeah, but speaking of gaps, it does look like Benjanana does have the better chance at the moment. He is stuck within that drafting point. I still have the onboard of Hassan on the left-hand side of your screen for those caught up in that battle, but Benjanana gets a little bit too eager to make a move and loses the position to Ronan Carvalho and is back to playing catch-up once more. Has over half the time remaining to do so, but is not going to be happy about the way that turned out.
Yeah, I think he just tried. He tried to take more speed than he should have through turn 8, and he just ended up losing the car. That happens with every car. If you go too fast, the rear is gonna step out at one way or another.
And this does allow us to stretch our legs and head back over to the LMP fight, where we see Hassan trying to catch back within that 1 second gap. He was at 7/10 previously. A little bit of lap traffic coming up to maybe help him out, but that's actually Tater further ahead. So things are going to get interesting. It must be 2:13 on Tater's last lap, so it must have been a mistake we missed well earlier and probably played into the start of this lap. Trying to get an accurate sense. Sector 1 was good, as was Sector 2 for Tater, so definitely all came down to the last lap. These two must just be slowly creeping closer and closer.
Oh, that track limits. Yeah, it's a little bit off the white lines, just a little bit.
And these guys do get 4 mistakes before a warning, or I think it's 4. It might have been lenient and gone for 6.
It's 7 off tracks. Every 7 off tracks is gonna be
oh wow! So you
penalty.
get 7 warnings, is what that really means, and then on the 8th violation, you get your penalty. So not a bad spot to be in. I'm sure they're not going to be too upset. Yossarian has actually cut down the gap pretty decently. I mean, nothing crazy, but within 40 seconds, 35 now, and shaving. Within 30 seconds, look at that.
Yeah, it's really closing that gap now. It's like, I mean, he had a really, really unfortunate. Oh, never mind. Let's go back to 40
now
seconds.
I'm trying to see exactly where Yossarian is. Okay, Yossarian actually isn't even at the start-finish straight, so yeah, that's a major difference in lap time. I will withdraw.
Oh, Unknown setting the fastest lap of the race with a 56.767.
Jesus, and you see that is miles ahead of the GT4 pace and the NASCAR pace. Currently lapping almost 20 seconds faster.
And that's like, it's like a 3-4 tenths slower than pole position. And to add on top of that is about like a 40-50 second gap between Unknown and Derexa. It's shot up to 80 now, but it's like fluctuating around. It's classic AC deltas.
Yeah, well, Hassan is ready to give us a little bit of a show. We have been trying to creep in and watch a battle or two. I'll put Seb Bellew. Oh, nope, didn't mean to do that. But thankfully we didn't miss the action just yet. But I put Seb Bellew down in the bottom of your screen so you can see exactly how that battle is shaking out over in the GT3 class. Unfortunately, they don't make it easy to find a decent angle, but that we'll have to do.
Hassan couldn't quite get that run on Potato. Yes, he was okay. That's a major track limit violation.
Yeah, that one's the type of track violation that we definitely frown upon here in our travels. You can see these guys are actually starting to catch up to the battle of Seb Bellew. So that'll give us a nice close look at how things are going, and maybe that lap traffic will help Seb close that gap just a little bit, as this is going to be a precarious spot for them to have to get around. Seb Bellew, though, looks like he might be able to take the position.
Oh! Hassan gets the move done. Potato just gets held up by the GT4 going, GT4 being slowed down because of the other GT4 that lost it on exit of turn 5. Yeah, unfortunate way to lose the position. You could hoping to see some side-by-side action.
Well, I don't think Potato's going to let that one go just yet. Trying to stay within that drafting range because it's a very long straightaway with some very aerodynamic cars. As Seb Bellew has a little bit of a love bump with Jamper. Both cars managed to keep moving. Looking at that on the far left side of your screen.
Hassan seems to have created a big gap to Potato.
I was going to say Hassan may have walked away for the moment with this one. We'll take a look over at Seb Bellew, who is currently holding down P16, looking to catch up to Jamper. Had a bit of a move, but ended up rear-ending him, as we saw just moments ago. But gets by one of the Frascars in the process.
Speaking of which, Zero to Hero is still with P22 overall, still ahead of 3 GT4s. So about 20 seconds behind P21 in overall position, which is another GT4 sub.
And they have pit as opposed to the GT4s. So another big difference between them.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, some GT4s have pit here and there, but most of them have not pit yet.
Yeah, as we see Yossarian trying to work his way back around the track. He's being much more careful with the lap traffic here, as he knows he doesn't really have as much to lose, so it's not worth those big fights, big dives, especially with this long straightaway coming up, where he can just walk on by relatively casually.
There's contact in turn 1. There's contact in turn 1.
There's contact in turn 1. Looks like Pausch and Aaron K45 trying to find them on our leading board here. As we do see Aaron K45 still moving. I do see a Frascar there. And I'm going to assume this is Pausch here. Oh, Ronan, actually.
It's Ronan. Is he lapping? Who's the car ahead? I forgot.
Yes, he must be lapping.
Yeah, so soon enough, I think Blue Flag should be out for
Aaron K45.
Yeah, Aaron K45. There we go. I definitely didn't forget the name.
We're doing all right. Looks like Seb Bellew was able to get by Jamper, though, in the midst of that chaos. Not sure where that move came, but is now almost a second ahead at the end of this straightaway. So I think Jamper may have had a little difficulty into the entrance, whereas Seb was able to pull off not only a move, but get some solid drafting in the process. As he starts to walk away. Potato, on the other hand, starting to walk back. Uses a GT4 to his advantage to get a little bit more speed down the start-finish line. Gains a 10th on his delta in the process and sneaks to within a 1 second range of Hassan in front, which is where he needs to be to send that message.
I mean, there's no DRS in these cars, so if you're really in that 1 second range, it's not really gonna do much in terms of like speed and stuff. You really want to be in like that 5/10ths at lower range, so you can really use slipstream to advantage as Slagarite or Hunter at low moment in the Frascar. Hunter. You gotta pronounce the Y.
Yeah, a little bit of struggles there for the Frascar. Still doing a good job of making its way around, as we can see this LMP car barreling down behind it. This is going to be a little bit interesting to watch, as we see a couple of GT4s start to make their way into the pits. So not all of them are, which means we are going to see a little bit of a difference in pit strategy. If they don't have to change tires, there will be a slight difference in the amount of time, the amount of fuel load, all that. Same with a one-tired lap difference if they do.
But I do think you should be changing tires. But again, maybe the GT4 hard compound can last the entire 1.5 hours with 1.7 times tire wear. But I highly doubt it. I think they're gonna have to be changing the tires for sure.
As we got Deadly Daniel looking to make a move on Ronan. Had it for a split second, but Ronan was able to pull through and get ahead just as we join them here on the camera. We also see Seb Bellew looking to make a move on Scrimpers, working his way down the long straightaway. I believe this is the move that he made on Jamper. So we'll see if he can pull it off a second time. and does, moving up to P14. Seb is not yet pit though, I believe, so that will add to the interest of the moment.
Yeah, it's like you can see the offset strategies between these guys. Seb just extending his stint out more and more, and Nick Chin actually DNFing from the race uh, about 8 minutes ago. Sees
Looks like we did
that's
lose another one. That's unfortunate.
it's our third retirement in the race, which sad to see, especially because Nick Chin had a lot of pace in the top three there. So it's not what you want to see.
Right.
As a unknown setting another fastest lap with a 56.681.
Yeah, that is absolutely something. Just keeps dropping the bar lower and lower as he gets more comfortable with the track, as the fuel load drops down. It is going to be almost time for a fresh set of tires. They are only about 10 minutes away as we see a little bit of contact, this time with Zero a Hero. This sends Scrub 224 away, who currently is sitting, well, now pretty far back in P9 on the leaderboard. That is unfortunate.
Trying
Zero
to spin the
really
car back
struggling to
around.
get around here. NASCAR is not really made to go backwards, so understanding that struggle as Zero gets moving. Worth noting, Zero
think
still, P22, has 3 GT4s behind him.
yeah. I think I saw a little bit of smoke coming from his car. Maybe that just could be the tires or the engine. I don't think it's the engine though.
Absolutely could be a little bit of smoking through the tires there. Wouldn't be surprised, as he's been pushing pretty hard to try and get by. Now he's got a GT4 barreling behind him, but again, his pace pretty strong. Might not matter as
GT4
he's
ahead.
trying to work his way by. Really flies by that first GT4, so gives himself some hope there as he continues on by.
It seems like he had a little, that GT4 had a little moment on the exit of the
Just
final corner.
a touch, as I think that's going to be Scrub 224. Mr. Ralph
No, it's
Man
rough.
currently pushing, trying. So this is for position, or no? This is trying to lap him. It's a bit of a blue flag situation.
It would be a bit tricky with these cars. NASCAR is like it has some top end, but then it's also very cruise ship-esque type of car. So it's like, and he's actually gapping. So that's
That he is, as Ronan looking to complete a move here into Canada corner. Oh, and it gets a little bit hairy. Things with Cool Concrete come to blows.
That was a very
interesting chain of events at the end there. Not really sure what happened, as Mr. Ralph Man and Zero to Hero end up coming to blows as well. We'll see if we can grab onto them. So many buttons here, as Zero to Hero is off to the side and Mr. Ralph Man behind. Bible Anime Gamer behind. So Mr. Ralph Man must have used an opportunity to get through. A lot of chaos between these guys back here.
It's the back of the grid versus the front of the grid type of scenario. The back is always more chaotic than the front.
That it is. We're taking a look here at the tire life. Definitely not going to be accurate, as you haven't seen any tire changes at all, and I'm sure someone has had to do something. So that is certainly unfortunate.
That was a nice move from Speed Bump down the inside on, is that?
That is going to be Bench a Banana. Yeah, in P10.
Right, yeah, so that is our position. So that was a really nice move down the inside, and he has a moment into the... Actually keeps it out of the wall.
Does keep it out of the wall, but definitely slipped over a banana peel, aptly earning the name. Gonna give Speed a little bit of breathing room here. Now 5 seconds away, as the top 5 racers in the LMP class all head into the pits. We have seen a few guys in the GT4 class who still have not pit. So that'll be interesting to see where it works into their strategy. Seb Bellew and Pausch being 2 of them. And honestly, holding pace pretty strong. Currently, only a few seconds off the pace, depending on whose pace you're looking at.
Yep, absolutely.
So jump a little bit
Sorry,
further back. You're good.
a bit of contact in the pit lane. I think he just hit the wall, maybe.
Diving in a little bit too quick. I'm sure he's made his way through. As we seem to have shifted out of position a little bit. Use that as an opportunity to do that. And now that the broadcast band is back, we're with Unknown.
The track.
Yeah, I know. Don't want to end up
He's
being.
lapped Yossarian.
He has. That is one hell of a gap. Well, you can see gaps to the leader. So Yossarian is a full lap. Ayan is 2 laps away. GT3s have been lapped thrice by the lead car. As many as 7 times for the Frask car of Hunter currently. So dominant show from Unknown.
The gap between Yossarian and Daraxo is that Daraxo yet to cross the line, so they're still not on the same lap just yet. We have Unknown going to turn 6, while Daraxo going through turn 13 right now, just to give you the little picture. Just to give you like a imagination of where they are right now. So it's a pretty big gap, about half a track between them. Unknown really pushing, and Daraxo not seeming to keep up, with Tater 4 seconds behind him, and then Asan 5 seconds behind Tater, and the Potato 8 seconds behind Asan. Seems to have dropped out a little bit.
Pausch has not pit yet, and is actually starting to catch up to Deadly Daniel, who has that lighter fuel load coming into advantage. I'm assuming there was no tire change needed, at least for the first stint, as Deadly Daniel is moving pretty strong.
Pausch
is moving pretty strong.
Yeah, just moves. Pausch just misses the apex surge, going a little bit wide on turn 8. During the carousel 9 and 10. The carousel with hardly any banking, may I add. It takes too much of the curb, really just clips the inside, loses the car a little bit.
We do see some people cheering on for Hunter in the chat. We'll put his little driver cam up so you guys can see kind of what he sees for a little. As that Frask car currently trying to work their way through, I do hear a familiar sound. That's going to be an LMP, this time Yossarian. Still trying to work that gap down as much as he can through the Bill Mitchell bend. Having trouble passing that GT4 in that corner, but uses that acceleration to his advantage in the final turn, and will be home free for the straightaway.
Yep. Actually, early on, before the race started, Hunter had mentioned that he's in a different VC than the rest. So if you want to do like any mid race interview or something. Oh, that's Yossarian, right?
That is Yossarian. That's quite unfortunate, as he's going to have an interesting place to rejoin. Manages to cross the track before that first GT4 gets by. Will have to try and get on and get to speed, and does so carefully before the second one gets by as well.
Yeah, he seems to have just he's lost the car. He tried to counter steer, but then he couldn't quite correct it well, and then ended up spinning the other direction. As I was saying, Hunter said that we can, if you want, we can have like a mid-race interview with him. He's in a different VC than us, so.
Yeah, I think you would have to pull him on, or I would have to leave, which would end the broadcast for you, so you wouldn't be able to see what we're watching. So it's a little like he would have to. We're not in that type of voice channel, unfortunately. Otherwise, other people would be able to just join and talk at their free will.
Yep. Which is not
dangerous.
Optimal. Exactly. It's not optimal for a live stream.
Ooh, look at that. As we see Ayan going off wide, having a little bit of a moment there. I'm very curious to know who it was Ayan was going for the dive bomb on, or what was borderline a dive bomb. We'll try and move through as they work their way through traffic. It's Unknown. Oh, wow. So that was Ion versus Unknown, the top and the bottom of the GT3 field, racing each other into a
LMP4,
corner.
LMP3.
LMP4. Listen, man. All right.
We both mixed it up.
There's a
I mixed up
GT3 here somewhere. I can feel it.
in our hearts.
Yeah, exactly.
It's here in spirit. Here in spirit.
But no, everybody doing a pretty good job. Pretty solid gaps at the moment. Really, nothing we've been able to even flip over to, except for the fact that Speed Bump has cut that lead for Cool Concrete down tremendously. Speed Bump, his fastest lap, only 0.3 quicker than Cool Concrete, but his consistency really showing right now, as he's within 15 seconds.
Yeah, he's really he's slowly but surely cutting that, reducing that gap between Cool Concrete and Speed Bump. Just Speed Bump trying to minimize some of his mistakes here, and to just try and get that gap closed down. Really, as he said, focusing more on that consistency.
Yeah, we're just kind of on board with him at the moment, seeing exactly how things go. He's got a bit of an open air situation going for a little bit of time. As you can see, P8 ahead on the map pretty far. So it's going to be a pretty good one between them. We'll jump over to 0 to Hero for a bit, see how the Fast car is doing as it pulls into the pits. As it's about to lap. Is that going to be Hunter? It is. So as he's about to lap Hunter, going into the pits, looks like he may have overshot, but just barely close enough to legally do his stop. And we'll see what he makes of it. I'm going to put the auto cam on for a second and step away. Cagerman, it is all to you. We'll see what the auto cam brings you.
Auto cam. All right. So it's now to that time, just silence, as we're right now on board with Sebastian. I'm not gonna bother pronouncing his last name. Just being lapped by LMP3 here. So everything just in general seems to have settled down. Not much going on here and there. Everybody just following their own lines and stuff. Some few mistakes, as we see Aaron going a little bit wide on Canada corner. Hassan's actually in the pits right now. Set. And we're on board with Ayan, who I think just did a pit stop, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think so. So just unfortunate race for him. A lot of slides. His third pit stop actually, so. So we have a big gaggle for that.
Oh, we're just jumping in. So
Hassan.
I just received word Speed Bump's VR headset died. So well, he's experiencing some technical difficulties. We'll see where that puts him with the race situation. Unclear whether or not he will return or how.
That's what happens with VR headsets. I mean, there's like a 50% chance. It's not really 50%, but like it's a good chance it's just gonna disconnect on its own. I mean, I don't have a VR headset, but I know people who've had really poor experiences with them, with just random disconnects. So that's really unfortunate to see, especially with Speed Bump having a really good race, nearly catching Cool Concrete there. Sad to see him go. He has disconnected from the servers, so don't think he'll be joining back. Maybe. So we're on board with Ronan, who's trying to catch Benja Banana here down the main straight. We have LMP3 right crossing by as well, with the it's gonna Ronan trying trying to show his nose, sending the dive bomb down the inside of turn 1. Makes the move stick. Nice move by Ronan there. It goes a little bit wide on track limits, but there are 7 warnings, so I guess
Doing a good. Oh, and
oh,
Ben's gonna slide
oh,
one down
what?
the inside.
Dive bomb after dive bomb, and he made it stick, but he just couldn't get that. He had a little slide there in the middle of the corner.
Yeah, that
Ended up
draft will help him
losing.
stay competitive. I think we might see one more dive if he can get a little closer. I think he'll have the time. We'll see. And Ronan's already lining up to protect from it.
It's dive bomb central. Oh, it breaks a little bit late. No, actually, it break pretty well. Just trying to get that overlap now. Just trying to get close to him, but
Yeah, they're definitely trying their hardest to make this stick. Benjanana is working to get in front of Ronan, but oh, we've seen this move before. Pushes a little too hard and hits the grass.
That's really unfortunate. He was so. They were having a really good fight, or they were having a lot of dive bombs, I should say. But still, it was a sad way to end that little mini battle.
That is Deadly Daniel is going to see this as an opportunity and try and capitalize on it. This is his chance to get back into the podium spots after the misfortune from Speed Bump. And I think he knows it. 24 minutes remaining. I don't know if these guys are going to have to do another pit stop. I don't believe they will. So it's just all out between the two of them from here. We also see Seb Bellew having a little bit of a battle with Scrub. We'll see if he's able to capitalize on that one in the left-hand side of your screen. Does seem like these GT4s have some built-in funky TV cams.
You really can't see much from them, can you?
No, you can see that the car's a little bit ahead. As Seb getting closer and closer to line that one up, I was curious to see if this lap traffic was going to help. Doesn't help too much. We are going to have to switch over though, because Seb is making his move now and using the fast car to his advantage. That is excellent technical racing there, using the lap traffic to try and slow down that other lane and protect his way through. And Scrub now going to be on the hunt to get ahead.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but
no, you're good.
That's the type of racing that we like to see here. Just using all the tools available. Actually goes Seb actually going a little bit wide through Canada corner. Scrub trying to capitalize on that here, trying to close the gap down through 13.
And we'll see if these small mistakes are going to help Scrub. He'll at least get a lot closer into the final corner, and doesn't go on the graphs, hits the turf. I don't think that's enough to slow him down too much, but
I do
not
think
going to be close enough to catch a draft.
Yeah, Seb definitely got the better of the final corner exit. I mean, this like a small draft. Seb trying to break the toe here with a little bit of small bit of weaving action and excuse me, I was having a cough.
Very good.
He was just trying to stay within the toe. Takes a little bit of a tight line to turn 3, in my opinion. Yeah, it just loses that traction.
Yeah, that is gonna hurt.
Good save though.
Good save. That's definitely gonna hurt the opportunity. Speaking of, it looks like Deadly Daniel falling a little bit further and further away. Lost 2.5 seconds on this lap, so struggling either with traction or just some opportunities, as there wasn't really lap traffic for these guys to fall on. We are looking at right now what is probably the closest pack on the grid, as there's a lap car between them. That's going to help with a little bit of a draft if Daniel can time this correctly, as there's an LMP ready to roar its way through behind them.
That's the magic of multi-class racing. You have battles, and then you also have a faster class just trying to get by.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a little bit of a late braking from him. I think braking on the grass there.
Yeah.
Just seems to have lost some braking force
and this
ramming into.
Yeah, Deadly Daniel, I think, unfortunately, was looking behind him in his mirrors, just trying to avoid the contact, but ends up causing a little bit more with that lapped traffic car. It's just going to be the lapped car of, I can't see if I can get a hold of him, Bible Anime Gamer, who gives the inside lane to Daniel and allows them to move on through.
For a second I actually thought it was what you call it, Benja Banana. So never
So
mind then. That was
could have been a little worse.
I definitely lost some time to Benja Banana for sure.
Yeah, Ronan 23 seconds away from Cool Concrete, so we're gonna remember that time as there's 20 minutes remaining, and see if there's anything Ronan can do to close that gap. Currently, Ronan's lap times are about a second to a second and a half faster. So it's going to be hard to do in the time remaining, but it's not impossible given a few mistakes from Concrete. Concrete's going to have to keep his cool.
Absolutely. We've seen from Ronan and like throughout the race and in qualifying, he's really fast. Yes, he makes a few mistakes here and there, but I think if he just gets that consistency and kind of like how Speed Bump was catching up with Cool Concrete earlier before his unfortunate VR headset moment, then there's definitely a chance he can do that in the 19 and a half minutes that we have left. Actually, is that setting a dive bomb, but not really, and
It's going to get him
is
by
this,
Clammy.
we're on board with Climate. Wait, is that a were they fighting for position?
That was a fight for position. That was XD Gaming making the move through for P17 in the overall, and that's going to be P11 between the GT3s themselves.
GT4s.
The GT4s themselves. Yeah, we're so close.
You have 8.
I'm doing really good.
So close yet so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Clemmy having a small moment there, like in turn 8, I think just braking a little bit later than he did. Probably missing his braking point. Maybe he's just trying to catch up, just like to push his braking point a bit more, because like he was, because Gamer was just behind him.
Just to address the sponsors in the top right, sorry, I just noticed your question. They're all parody sponsors that were created by one of the staff members in the server. None of them are real sponsors.
Yeah,
despite
one
their
of them
appearance.
one of them, if I remember correctly, was Ascar.
You know, allegedly. We have fun here. What can I say?
I mean, it's definitely a comedic touch to this, to sim racing, at least broadcasting it. You know.
Yeah, gotta have some fun where we can here. Does look like the ones that we put on the track didn't take, because I can see all of the billboards that they would have replaced, but at least the ones that are on the live timings tower did. So, you know, we'll take what we get.
That last minute change didn't really work, did it?
I forgot to press one button. It was a self-inflicted wound. I know which one it was too, but you know, things happen.
Yeah, Speedbump in the chat. He was pulling away.
Absolutely.
He says, and I quote, "I was pulling away." Just
yeah. No, you really were.
He had the consistency, just out of stuff that was just out of his control.
Yeah, absolutely. And this gap has been incredibly consistent between Scrimpers and Deadly Daniel. It's been in about 1.7 seconds the entire time we've been on board between them. They are the two closest battling for position at the moment, and it doesn't look like Scrimper will be giving up anytime soon. So we'll see what happens as they try and work their way closer and closer to Benja Banana.
Yeah, judging by the fact that they're hardly making any changes to their gap. Just okay, maybe a little bit of a change there. Just gain like 0.2 or something, but in general, they seem like they're pretty evenly paced through a few laps.
I do see Asan is disconnected from the server, so that's another DNF from the LMP3 class. Again, always unfortunate. Oh, as we see, going wide from Scrimpers here, not going to help him in his battle to catch up to Deadly Daniel in front. As that LMP using a quick mini draft from the GT4s to get moving.
It's not going to do too much, but then anything works, I guess. Anything can help.
What do you think can help, including Potato going for the undercut strategy against Tater to see one final attempt at the podium with 15 minutes remaining? We'll see how that one works out. Ayan looking to catch up to Ronan, the only LMP3 not with the pack remaining. So that's a lot of dedication. Always nice to see. We'll jump on board with them as they get closer and closer to the GT4s ahead. See, I did it. There we go.
Nice one, finally. Took you long enough.
Yeah, you know. Not a lot of battle left to go. That's just kind of impressive. This late in, their consistency has been there. No major mistakes have been made. 14 minutes remaining, so it's still possible, but these guys are doing a good job of keeping things on track, because that's where you see a lot of the opportunities get made. Ayan making his way by Ronan Carvalho and the soon-to-be lapped car of Mr. Ralphman.
Oh, sends it down the inside.
Just enough space.
It was a clean move. Wait, was he lapping? Or?
No, that was a blue flag moment for Ronan, but a clean blue flag moment as he did hold his grip and hold that inside line well. Ralph doing a good job of leaving the space without getting in the way, something you always love to see.
Absolutely. You don't want to impede them, but then again, you don't want to lose time yourself.
Yeah.
In multi-class racing, you just want to stick to your line, let the faster car do their stuff to pass you.
Exactly.
Stay predictable, and that's it.
Scrimpers down to a 1.8 second gap. Incredibly consistent between the two of them. I'm taking a look now. Seems like there's only a 10th separating their lap times in the last couple of goes. So pretty impressive from them. Just seeing with Ronan if he has any visibility of Cool Concrete yet. He's got 14 seconds left on his gap. What was the gap when I said before?
It was like 20 or something, 23 something seconds. So he's definitely closed that gap
And
down
he is
by
closing
10
it
seconds.
at a pretty decent rate for what he needs to be doing. Let's check in with Cool Concrete. I don't think we really watched their POV, as unfortunately once they got away from the pack, they've just been kind of in free air doing their thing.
I mean free clean air is what you really need to get into that, to settle into that groove. Just
clean's a strong word with all this lap traffic.
Yeah, but
I get the sentiment.
Relatively clean.
Yeah.
Relatively clean.
But it does look like once they get past P24 up here, they got a long stretch to P15 and an even longer one to an LMP, so they won't be catching them. So P21. I think they'll just got probably one more pass after this to go till the end of the race. Unless there's another wave pits.
Speaking of LMP, unknown, maintaining that 80 second, 80 second gap to the Rexo here.
As it looks like Deadly Daniels actually lost the position to Scrimpers. I'm not sure where that moment came. We didn't see any contact, so it may have been just a simple spin.
Sorry to say this, but I do have to kind of hop off now.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. I appreciate the company.
All right, so, thanks for this.
No, thank you for joining me.
Been a really enjoyable race. Really enjoyable commentating with you. So,
Ooh, as we see, is that Deadly Daniels taking the position back? It is. One
nice move.
more little pass as you go, and Scrimpers takes it back as well. We'll see you, Cager.
All right. Yep, see ya.
But looks like the battle's not over yet. Deadly Daniel and Scrimpers fighting it out. They do have one car in front. That's going to be Project La Violette. Wasn't sure which of the fast cars it was. It is not one of the ones keeping pace with the GT4s, but even then, these guys are lapping well ahead of that time. So we'll see if they can catch up. Ronan, 10 minutes remaining, has got that lead down to 12 seconds. That's honestly on track to where it is one mistake away for Cool Concrete. So he'll have to keep the, or they'll have to keep the pedal down and make something happen. A nice late braking opportunity here for Deadly Daniel. It looks like Project didn't want to interfere with the battle in front, and that does give them a chance to get through cleanly. So we can get through cleanly. We see Cool Concrete getting past for probably the first time since that incident. Oh, what was it? Maybe 50 minutes ago. Speed Bump was the one applying the pressure for quite some time, but now Cool Concrete is trying to battle off Ronan Carvalho, who puts up a 2:13.6 on that last lap. So 2 seconds shaved off to Cool Concrete on that last one. I don't know, guys. It's going to be very, very tight. I don't know if they're going to have what they're looking for to do this, but we see Tater is in the pits, and Potato goes by only to unlap themselves. So it's actually going to be a question of how far around the track does Potato make it. They are not going to necessarily have the opportunity of getting all the way around. Well, we'll see what happens. We haven't jumped in with these guys in a pit stop. Oh my god, that pit stop is quick. They are already getting back out on the track, so that doesn't really help them out too much. Potato not going to have the strongest shot at getting into this podium fight, but Tater, on the other hand, kept it quick in the pits, only 2.8 seconds away from the Raxo, knows what they need to do to get that P2 slot away. 8.5 minutes remaining. They are going to keep pushing, and they are going to push hard. Very, very interested to see who is left to battle. Deadly Daniel starting to slip away a little bit from Scrimpers, but Scrimpers coming up on his next fight, the battle for B3 with Benjamin Anna. We're looking a little bit further around the grid, and we still see some safe outcomes for everybody else involved. No one really getting challenged too hard, as we're still on board with Tater, looking to get that position from the Raxo in front. Now we got a couple of these 2-second gaps. I'm just curious to see how much Tater can close it down on this lap, getting close to the end of the line, and then we'll jump over the 3 guys in a 2-man fight. We do see Aaron, 45, and Scrub having a little bit of contact. Scrub looking to get by and get around Aaron, 45 in P19, Scrub in P13. So Scrub really just looking for him to give him a little bit of a blue flag courtesy. There are no blue flag rules here as far as moving over. It's to the other car to get by, but it's definitely a don't defend situation. Scrub pretty far away from Seb, though it doesn't look like they're too worried about the opportunity to get by. We'll jump on now with the 3 cars in a 2-second gap of each other as the LMPs are going past it. Yosarian, though, and Bible Anime Gamers seem to have had a relatively big collision. Bible Anime Gamers still moving, as is Yosarian a little bit further ahead, so I guess it couldn't have been too bad. As we jump back over to Deadly Daniel behind. The clock is ticking further and further down. We'll jump on board for just a second with Unknown, who's about to make his way through a huge wave of traffic. It has not been revealed yet who Unknown is. I haven't been given permission yet to reveal that at the end of the race, so we may still need to hang on as Unknown goes flying by the GT4s. Cager's not here to correct me. I've definitely said GT3s a couple times, but the GT4s continuing to work their way through traffic. You can see the differences in the best laps and overall times here really showing, as far as it really just looks like a qualifying leaderboard. It's a pretty good condition overall, or pretty good show of where everyone's position is overall. Ronan now within 8 seconds of the lead. Deadly Daniel has gotten it to within 2. On and off. It's got a lap car to get by first. So probably use that draft to his advantage a touch. All of these races have been working hard for an hour and a half. The only thing they want to do is finish strong, looking to pick up whatever they can, even if it's just one more position. All they want to do is get to those three men right there. Cool Concrete, Unknown, and Zero Hero. They are the ones that are really setting the tone and setting the pace today. Oh, and the Raxo actually lost the position to Tater. I'm not sure where that one happened. I'm sorry that we missed it. Looks like on the last lap, the Raxo had a 2:04.9, so may have gone off, may have had a little run in as far as the lap traffic goes. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. I can't believe we missed that. I was very curious to see. Let's see if we can try and remember exactly where that was. As we do see P4 looking to lap P5 if they can make their way through all the GT4s. That's going to be a lot of pressure to do in the final 4 minutes, but would be a little bit of a statement of, hey, I didn't get podium, but I still had some serious pace out there today. And I am ready for race 2, which probably be 3 or 4 months from now. I think it's 3 months is what they were saying. Scrumpers getting to within striking range of Benjaminana. Ronan now under 5 seconds with 4 minutes remaining, shaving off just about a second per minute. I mean, it's really it's on pace for an opportunity. It'll kind of depend on overtime and how much of an extra lap these guys get. But Ronan is working for it. Another lap over 2 seconds ahead on that last one. The Raxo not willing to give up the position, even though the pass has been made by Tater, staying within the striking range, hoping that lap traffic or the mistake comes over these next few, as it almost does. But Tater manages to keep it on the Raxo within a half a second. That may be enough for a slight bit of draft, not enough to give him a diving chance, but enough to keep with him as they make their way down the start-finish straight. Raxo looking for a big turn 1 to lead into another drafting opportunity, and forgets about the track limits, ready to take a penalty if he has to, just to stick with them. May not have used his warnings throughout the beginning of the race, but he's going to use all of them now to try and catch up. That one was clean. I'm just being dick. Looks like Asan got DC, a little bit of an internet issue there, so nothing intentional. That always just sad to see when it's a technical issue. Oh, as the Raxo has to go out and off track to avoid the contact. A little bit of a late break chance for the Raxo as Tater, I think, tries to defend the exit speed and thought that inside brake was coming. It did not, but the final few laps are, as we see Ronan now 3 seconds away. The pace is a little bit different as there's small contact between the Fras car and the LMP3s. Not enough to be majorly concerned. We're taking a look at the overall grid. This is the fight. This is what it all is going to come down to. Can the Raxo close that 2-second gap in the next minute? Lost a lot of time on this lap, but one mistake is all it takes. As Scripper's looking to see the same thing happen a little further ahead, so is Ronan Carvalho. I think we have hit the point where we have to try and see what we can see. As Ronan heading in to the main straightaway, looking to start closing down the difference. Is a proud holder of the fastest lap for the GT4s with a 2:12.1. Zero to Hero with that 2:19.5. Honestly doing amazing in that Fras car, making it work. As Tater gets a little bit of a GT4 draft at the back end of the straight. It's not much, but it's always a little bit more, and more is what you need. So you can hear the engine of this LMP just huffing and puffing because it is not ready to go, or it is barely clicking on after a race this long. You see Ronan now within a 1.5 second gap. Scrimper holding about the same to Benj Banana. I think we're going to see some final race moments here on the track as Unknown has made his way around. There will only be one more lap after this. This is what it's all going to come down to. 20 seconds remaining. As these guys are not going to get lapped by Unknown, so they will have to complete one more after this. They are entering some tricky corners. Same with the GT4s. As you see, Ronan lost almost a second to Cool Concrete. Scrimpers just creeping in to the 1 second gap. Potato and Nusarin having a little bit of contact as they have a lapping opportunity amongst themselves. As Ayan and Clammy have opportunities and end up colliding. We're going to jump over, though, to the battle between Scrimper and Benj Janina. We'll keep an eye on these guys, though. It's a little bit quieter. Wow. Can hear myself think, but through Corvette Bridge Tunnel, Scrimper's hanging on. The leader is on their final lap. Looks like these guys that we're watching are behind them, so this is going to be their final lap as well. Scrimpers needs to make something happen, as does the Raxo, who is creeping far closer and closer down the main straightaway. Through the carousel, though, it is Scrimper with the final GT4 opportunity. He is getting closer and closer into that drafting range. This is going to be a big battle towards the end. Coming around this corner, he'll have a long draft opportunity. He just needs to stay close, which he does, and comes out with a much cleaner turn. That is the opportunity and the pass that Scrimpers was looking for. Benj Banana now looking on the back foot to make something happen in these final few corners. Going to go for a long dive, and that will squander any chance that he had of taking this position back. Got a little eager on it, and it ended up hurting overall as he keeps moving. Unfortunately, that is not what we love to see, but a beautiful race by Scrimper and a strong finish. Ronan Carvalho not going to be able to get the move on Cool Concrete. Looks like there may have been a little bit of an issue, as he is now 9 seconds back. Benj Banana and Scrimpers finishing up here. The Raxo and Tater racing until the final flag as well. Every corner matters, and a little bit of a toe into the grass will matter too. That will drop down the speed and allow the Raxo to get a better run into this long straight. Oh, and a little bit of lag issue, I can only imagine, caused the two. Yep, it's definitely a little lag issue, as it caused the two to get very close together, and a lockup. I'm assuming because of the lag spike comes from Tater, and that will give the Raxo the move and the opportunity he was looking for. Oh, except for the lap traffic coming by, and they will cause a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact. That will be Tater moving on through as the Raxo goes by. The Raxo goes off, rather. Clammy gets hit by Tapa Bense. Just a lot of chaos between the two, and the Raxo will go limping across the line for a very solid P3 overall. Just unfortunate finish in the final corner there. So we're going to watch a couple more guys come across the line here, wrapping things up to end as we see someone, I think, out of fuel, just trying to get all the way by. That's going to be Posh, who has tried his best to get as close to the line as he can. It is all up here from here, though, so he might need a little bit of a push. Do we have anybody brave enough to give him the Lightning McQueen? We will see. I don't see anybody looking to help. I heard a Frascar going by with a similar problem. Yep, and it looks like the Frascar, as predicted, will be the one to try and help out. The help goes as planned, but it might be enough. It is the Frascar. Helps get Pausch across the line. And who's that team player? It's going to be Zero Hero, looking to close things out for us at the end of race 1. The Frascars doing what they do best, winning the hearts of everybody with a nice little save at the end there. This has been an incredible race with a lot of drama right up to the end there, especially at the end. We do apologize to those who didn't make it through with any technical difficulties, any issues like that. Things do happen, but I will say it was, other than those small little bits and bobs, a phenomenal race to watch, to commentate. I hope you all enjoyed it. And, we'll probably see you guys for the next one.